So far in our previous classes, we have discussed lot much things about structures, how to declare a structure, how to access structure members, how to initialize the structures or structure members, along with how to use the arrays with the structures, and how one structure can be embedded or nested within another structure, how to use this structure as, or how to pass the structure as a normal variable, as an argument to the functions. All these things we have seen in the previous classes. Now we will extend our discussion by considering some of the programs. So here are some sample programs for your easier understanding. Simple programs are there. To begin with, it is a C program to read basic information of a student using structure. So we will define a structure student with some members to include a name of a student, a roll number and marks. So these are few of the members associated with the struct student, and we will define S as structure variable, so that we can read the members of structure using this structure variable S. So the main program where we enter the information of a student, enter the name. So you can use fgetS if at all you are popular with the fgetS, you can use it. Otherwise you can make use of a normal scanf statement, scanf %s and read the name, right, normal %s and comma name. So then printf enter the roll number, so you enter the roll number s dot roll scanf. Similarly enter the marks ampersand s dot marks. So this is the way we read values to the members of a structure, and now we would like to display those values. So we can use the printf and printf statement. All of you are very much popular with this. So print s dot name, s dot roll number, s dot marks. So and then return, come out of the program once you finish your work, right. So by adding the closing bracket. So on execution of this program, we will see that this is the way how the input output happens. So it asks us to enter the name. Maybe as an example, we consider that ABC is the name that I have given. I enter ABC. Then it asks for roll number. I enter 123. Then it asks for marks. I enter 87. So this, taking this as an input, it will display the corresponding values of these members. So name, roll number, marks, whatever we have entered, the same thing will be displayed. It is just to read and display the values that we have entered through the keyboard using the structure. In the same way, another simple program using structures to display basic information, but here we make use of a structure, we pass the structure as an argument to the function. So we make use of structures in a functions. How to pass structure to the functions? To demonstrate that concept, we are considering one simple most example, wherein we declare a struct student again, including a few members like sorry, name and age of a student, and then I am writing a separate function for displaying the information of a student. For that reason, I am declaring it globally by declaring a prototype, function prototype called as a display, which does not return anything, void display. And here is a argument of this function, argument yes, which is of type struct student, which is defined over here, struct student. And then we start writing our main program, wherein I declare one more variable called as a S1, a structure variable of type struct student, so that I can read the values of name and age corresponding to the S1 variable, S1 structure. Using the scanf, printf combinations, we enter the information, and then I pass this S1 structure, and the values read are passed as a structure S1, right. So, rather than passing individual members, I am passing the whole structure as an argument to the function display. So, where display I am defining it later. So, you will see that, which will just display the values of the members. Then return 0, any value, you come out of the program, right, by closing the program. So, this is the definition of display function, which takes yes, I mean the structure as a parameter. Okay. So, S1 is passed, which is substituted with structure variable yes. So, simply display the members associated with this yes parameter now, s dot name and then s dot age. So, this is the output. So, we have entered as an example maybe the name ABC, 13, age. So, upon display, this is the result that we are going to see, right. Similarly, one more program, a C program to calculate sum of two complex numbers using structures. All of you, I am sure that you must be aware of adding the complex numbers. It happens with the basic program in almost all the courses. So, I will not deal with will not go in detail how to do that, right, but how to make use of the structures in adding two complex numbers, that is the only intention. As usual, you define struct, and here intention is to demonstrate one more data type called as a type def. How I can type def a structure data, right. So, I write a struct complex to include the real and imaginary part, and then what I do is I would like to type def this struct complex by making use of type def command, right, and then I will create a instance or a structure variable called as a complex. So, this seem to be same, but remember this is capital C and this is C. C is a case sensitive, you must be knowing, right. So, I create a complex variable, structure variable called as a complex, which is type def, meaning that this is a new data type that I have defined now. Okay. So, I declare a prototype here, global prototype called as a add numbers, which take C1, C2 and result as arguments. But observe here, since I have defined a new data type complex which is type def for struct complex, directly I can make use of, or I can define C1 to be of type complex, which is a struct complex, right. So, complex C1, complex C2, and I am making use of pointers over here. So, that rather than passing the value, yeah. So, here we will see the definition, right, where probably I am passing the address of a structure. So, that is the reason why we are considering a pointer here. So, int main, I would like to declare the C1, C2 and the result as a complex data type, a type deft or new user defined data type. As usual, you read the values of real and imaginary part associated with the first complex number. And then repeat it for reading the real and complex values, I mean the imaginary values associated with the second number, second complex number. Once you read the values for two complex numbers, these will be passed to the function called as the add number, which you are going to define, right. So, this is a function called add numbers along with arguments C1, C2 and result. See that we are passing an address of this structure. So, that definition of this add numbers is there, you will see that, and after returning from the function, so we would like to display the result, result dot real, result dot imaginary, okay, finish it. And here is the definition for that function add number. So, where C1, C2 and the address of result is passed to C1, C2 and this result, okay. So, here the since address is passed, we need to refer to the content at the address which is pointed by that pointer. So, for that reason we are making use of another operator over here. So far we had spoken about the dot operator only, and here I am introducing another pointer operator. So, you must have studied it in a pointers discussion. So, result instead of dot result arrow mark real, which happens to be the sum of two C1, C2 real parts. In the same way, result arrow mark imaginary is equal to sum of imaginary parts of C1 and C2. So, this is the way how the function is defined, add numbers is defined, right. So, the result will be written into that memory location, and whatever the values are generated, computed values are there, the same will be displayed through these printf statements. So, this is the input for both the numbers, first number which takes 1.1 and minus 2.4, the second number which takes 3.4 minus 3.4, whose result will be the real part, result dot real will be 4.5 and result dot imaginary will be 5.8. Okay. Yeah. So, this is the way how you can do some works with some sample programs, many more programs are there, right. And now, I would like to give a one program task for you. So, program task where you are given a problem of surprise gift. So, read the problem. So, here details of employees, details something like employee ID, SSN number, name, joining date and mobile number, all these details of a company is stored and maintained by the company's IT department. On his birthday, the general manager of a company wants to give a surprise gift of rupees 5,000 for his employees who joined before 1/1/2010 and whose employee ID is divisible by 5. This is the constraint. Okay. So, hope you understood. Employee details are stored and on the birthday of a general manager, he would like to give a surprise gift of 5,000 rupees to some employees who meet the constraint. What constraint? Employee should have joined before 1/1/2010 and his ID, employee ID should be divisible by 5. So, this is the constraint and he would like to give 5,000 of rupees as a prize, as a gift to such employees. So, you need to develop an algorithm and write a program, C program, that displays the name of the employees who are eligible to receive this gift along with their mobile number. Okay. So, this is the problem, this is the task for you. Just to help you out, this is the way that algorithm can be written. Whereas, in the first step you need to read how many number of employees are there, you consider around 10 or 20 employees. Then read the details of the employees, like what is the name, employee ID, date of joining, mobile number, etc., etc. Once you have all the details of the employees, traverse the employee records, like by check what the employee ID is, so that see whether the employee ID is divisible by 5 or not. If so, you consider it, otherwise you can discard. And second condition also check out to see whether his join date is before 1/1/2010 or not. If so, you consider him, otherwise you can discard. So, like this you traverse across all the employees to see who and all are meeting these constraints. Once you finish, you display the record of such employee, display the names along with their mobile numbers, right. So, this is a sample algorithm and you need to write a C code for implementing the same, right. So, you do it, right. And with this, these are some of the programs that I would like to that I had covered. So, many more such programs that you can take care of, right. So, in the next class we will take up another user defined data structure called as a union along with some programs. Thank you.